Tonight on Property Banter. I forgot. Hello, I'm Tom Baring. Joining me as usual is CEO and founder of Rate My Agent, Mark Armstrong, and his taller, thinner, normal-sized hands, Damo from Entourage Finance.
G'day, Tom.
How we doing? Where's
Welcome,
Russell?
Tommy. Russell, I don't know where Russell is. It's school holidays and Russell's gone missing, but we've got a great replacement. Russell's the real estate agent to the Stars.
Yes.
Damo is the mortgage broker to the Stars.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah. Well, I do your mortgage, so there's one star.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What is the idea of Entourage? What's the idea? So you're like a one-stop shop for people who want to buy property.
Kind of, Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
We have conveyancing in-house, so we also do the legal work, the paperwork. We find the mortgage, but then we refer on to your accountant, your financial planner, your buyer's advocate, whatever it might be. So we're their entourage. So you come to us, you get the team behind you. Tommy, I've never met you before, so what do you do?
What do I do? So, dinosaur enthusiast, publican.
What does that mean? You're a dinosaur enthusiast.
He likes dinosaurs.
Yeah. Keeping the dream alive. You know that we're actually, no, this is true, we're 5 years away. We're 5 years away from actually having pet dinosaurs. The Chickenosaurus, what they've done is they're going into the DNA of chickens, and they're flicking switches in their DNA. So at the moment, they've already worked out the snout, and they've worked out the snout and the tail, and they reckon 5 years away we'll be able to get our own.
Are you serious?
I've never been more serious about anything my entire life. This is actually dead true. All birds are dinosaurs, but not all dinosaurs are birds.
I'm out. This is I'm out.
Theropods, baby. This is where our experts get real with real estate headlines and judge them rateable or not. If they do, they swipe right, and if not, left. Ready, gentlemen? First headline, hot off the press. Expert mortgage broker says banks really conservative after Royal Commission. Do we agree?
My opinion is, of course they're of course they're more conservative because they're scared shitless. I think swipe right. Of course the banks are going to be a bit more conservative, Damo. I think you've probably seen the same
right
thing.
To this one, and we've still got a bit of pain to go. The Royal Commission, I think, finishes its first round in September, and then the final thing comes out in February next year. So no bank's trying to do anything outside the box at the moment. They're really, like Mark said, just being very conservative.
So essentially, Tommy, the light's been shone, and what are those little cockroaches are running scared is
Back
what's
to
going on
underneath
at
the
the moment.
All right, so agree
Swipe
again.
right.
Double agree.
Swipe right.
Double agree.
Next headline. A better understanding of home loans could make you a better agent. Do we agree?
I'll take this one. No, I don't really agree with that. I think it's a load of bollocks. For a real estate agent who's selling a property and working for the seller, I don't think they really ethically should have insight into the buyer's borrowing capacity. I think the buyer should get their own advice. They should have their own, a person like Damo who should be sitting down with them and look at affordability and looking at those sorts of things. So no, I would swipe left on this one, I don't think.
Oh, look, I agree, and I know if I'm looking to buy a house, I don't want to tell the agent. I don't want the agent to refer me to their mortgage broker, because then they'll know my limit, what I can spend. So I'll swipe left or whatever.
Yeah.
Double left. All right.
Double
Beautiful.
left.
No go. Next headline. Recent home buyers facing negative equity as prices fall for the 9th consecutive month. How do we feel?
If you buy a property for $500,000 but you have to borrow $450,000 of the property value, and then prices fall, then yeah, there's a risk that people will fall into negative equity.
The metro cities, I don't think property prices are going to fall that significantly, and especially with the banks bringing in all these measures to have a 20% gap. So what that means is generally you want to try and have a 20% deposit. A lot of people strive to have that 20% deposit, and that's the bank's safe level. Sometimes a lot of first home buyers, many investors might go above that, and that's where they pay a fee mortgage insurance.
Yes, there's an element of truth to it. Is there scaremongering? Who would have thought the media was scaremonger, mate?
So how do we rate it officially? We left or we right?
Oh, look, I think it's mainly left with a touch of right in very small sectors of the market.
95% left, 5% right.
Whether you're buying, selling or renting, you've probably encountered a problem or two, and that's what prime beef is all about. And Mark, I believe you've got a bit of a doozy for us this week.
Yeah, I do. Actually, Tommy, first of all, have we had a plug for Rat My Agent yet? Because we get thousands of reviews.
Every week.
We get thousands of reviews. No, because Tommy, Damo, this is a review that we received on Rate My Agent. Russell's not here to defend himself. The letter, it says, Dear Russell, I'm writing you in regards to a property I recently purchased after moving into the house. I have faced serious safety issues because of the hot water and gas systems not being connected, the washing machine plumbing incomplete, and the grass was not mowed and now has dangerous spiders.
Wow.
The house has now made me sick. First, I'm allergic to many foods, but as I'm not able to cook, I had to buy already made food, which I have seriously reacted to, and I can't eat anymore because I'm worried about further reactions. No, it's fair enough. Russell's a bastard. I've had to have cold showers that have left me with the flu, and I'm off work today due to gastro and serious vomiting. Also, when I tried mowing the lawn, which Russell should have done, I found a number of spiders and now am scared they might bite me. I hold you totally responsible for my current health issues and for any others that may arise into the future and any consequences of my not going to work. Please contact me ASAP and let me know what time all the above issues will be fixed today. Fair enough.
Look, it started first, I think, with the hot water and the plumbing. I thought that's pretty reasonable, but can you blame people for spiders? Or allergies? Because, you know, if
I don't think
she was
Russell's
born in the
responsible
1940s,
for anything, to be honest.
was it a man or a female?
First of all, the letter wasn't written to Russell because we were taking the piss. Sometimes
Is
a
it
real estate
legitimate?
agent, it is a legitimate letter. It is very legitimate feedback. Damo, we've taught Tommy about north-facing backyards.
They're the best.
They're a big deal.
Yeah.
They're a big deal.
You don't want south-facing.
No, they're trash.
But we also have a foundation principle in Australian law, and it's called caveat emptor, buyer beware. So what that means is that the onus is on the buyer to do their due diligence, to research.
So I think the lesson here is get your contracts checked and get a building inspection. Easy.
Everyone's got problems. Imagine, you know, well, we have it pretty good. I only have to buy 2 pairs of shoes. Spiders. You've got to buy heaps. So far in Property Tycoon, my record hasn't been great, with a whipping from both Mark and Russell, but this week I was hoping to restore my family name. But what happened? Didn't sell. Can't lose if you doesn't sell.
That's right. Technically, you've won, Tommy. No, look, a really interesting result. I picked this property in Kensington Road, South Yarra, but it didn't sell, which is a real surprise. And I think it just goes to what we were saying before, that investors have left the market.
We had a bank just today, want to pull back the LVR on apartments in South Yarra.
What's an LVR, Damo?
Good question, Mark. It's the
sorry, Tommy.
The term is
What's an
loan to
LVR?
value ratio. So the percentage of debt you have against the value of the property.
So, Tommy,
Yes.
do you get it?
Absolutely, I guess.
Is this north-facing backyards again?
It doesn't matter if it's
can I ask you
north
a
or
question?
south, South Yarra's
Can I
pulling
ask you a
back on the
question?
VCR game.
What is the best way? Russell is still ahead. Tommy, you're still on 0, but you've had a win by default. Anyone can go to the App Store, to the Android or to the Apple App Store and download Property Tycoon. And what we've got at the moment in our winter season, we've got Mary Stone, who's currently tipped property to the value of $14.9 million. It's actually really tight at the top of the leaderboard. 3DG's on $14.7 million and Cullen is on $14.2 million. So this week, I've tipped a property in Murrumbina at 19 Butte Street. Cedric Newbon is a great agent. So he thinks it's worth around $1.4 million. So that's a bit of a guide. So we can put in our tip. We will get the auction filmed by Gavel, by Joel and his boys, and we'll have the result next episode.
With the banks currently under the microscope, the one issue that's causing headlines is what happens when transferred funds from your bank suddenly go AWOL, and who should bear the responsibility? Anyone want to weigh in?
You might be referring to the big article in recent times with the MasterChef people where I think they lost $250,000 from their settlement and didn't settle on time. So there's a new system, Tommy, again, I'll educate you on something called PEXA. It's an online titles system.
Yeah.
So in the old days, there used to be an A4 piece of paper which would be your property title. So we would settle houses with an A4 piece of paper and go, well, you bought a $10 million house, here's your title. And that's the property title. In the old days, it used to be much bigger and used to have a little stamp and a scroll. But now they've tried to get everything electronic and online, which is a good thing, good and bad. And this company called PEXA is owned by the government and the big four banks. And they've basically got a monopoly on the industry now because they've basically said that everyone has to use it. So the way that this person, lost their money it wasn't so much PEXA, I don't believe, but the conveyancer or the lawyer who was handling it got hacked. And there's some sophisticated hacking going on at the moment. They hacked into the system, they reset their PEXA password and put their account number for the funds that need to be transferred. So that's how they got the money. So it wasn't really PEXA's fault in my mind.
So who should wear the responsibility? I think I kind of understand, but it seems...
If PEXA's platform was hacked, then it's PEXA's responsibility. If it was the solicitors or the conveyances system that was hacked, well, then they bear the responsibility. It's highly unlikely that it's the consumer's responsibility. They've just deposited their money somewhere.
I'm quite certain that I think in the Western world, one of the hardest crimes to track down is cybercrime and fraud, essentially online. Surely, is that taken into account by Prexta?
They haven't tracked all this money down yet. And the blowback from this, from just in the last week or two, is people just go, no, I don't want to transfer to PEXA. I want to do the old school way and do a bank check.
But this is it's a new kind of fraud, Tommy and Damo. What's happening here is that these hackers are hacking email systems. So they're intercepting emails as opposed to intercepting bank accounts and those sorts of things.
And they're even seeing what's paid and then making a letterhead from that company and then sending an email from info@Entourage or whatever with our letterhead to the client saying your settlement funds are due for this, and that's their bank account details.
And they just need to put in place mechanisms, a phone call to confirm some sort of PIN number or a PIN code that they send to your phone and you read the number out. But I don't think it's the consumer's responsibility. The consumers don't spend hundreds of millions of dollars protecting their data and protecting their systems. It's up to the bigger organisations to ensure the integrity of their data and to ensure that the money deposited into their accounts are safe.
You know the phrase, if the mountain won't come to Muhammad? Well, my bar is Muhammad, and the people are mountains, and I'm a shepherd. And I heard it in Ali Quinn, a real estate agent from the Mornington Peninsula, and she dropped in for a chat. We played some Jenga, and let's have a look, shall we? You were in hospitality, then went to real estate.
Yes, I did.
Does that make... Do you think you're better than me?
No, I know that I am.
Really?
I knew that when I was in hospitality, though.
Yeah?
It's not the real estate that made me better than you. There's many other reasons why.
Well, are there
which I
similarities?
think we're all aware of.
Are there similarities between the two?
Between real estate and
Hospitality.
Look, there's plenty of similarities. I think it's more based around, it's just serving, relationships and making people feel, like they're number one and all that, going the extra mile and all those sorts of things. Like, that's very important. Making them be return customers.
Yeah, get them back again.
It's just, like it's a bit more highly stressful because you're dealing with a lot more people's money than like a $5 pot of beer, so.
Do you think having overwhelming, unwavering confidence helps you in real estate?
Yes,
By any chance?
I think it does. I think it doesn't only just help me in real estate, it helps me in all aspects of
All
my
aspects
life.
of life,
Yes.
yes. Do you think I'd be good at it?
Are you going to wear that?
What should I wear?
Well, not that.
Why?
Do you really want me to actually
Please,
explain
I
and
need
pick
to
it apart?
learn.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sort of thinking that you might be single.
Okay, thanks.
No, because I'm assuming because I think the girlfriend wouldn't let you out with the hair and the shirt. That's all.
She-
Normally they'd advise you.
She just might not like me. Doesn't mean I'm single.
That's true. That's a good point.
All right, so
So no, that would have to be the first thing to go if you're going to be an auctioneer, because they do require a certain sort of standard.
Okay.
I think you'd be good at it personality-wise, but
all right. Yeah.
you'd have to just do a bit of shearing around.
Cheering.
How come you're going from that way? Wouldn't you go the other way and pull it?
Because I'm just trying to intimidate you with how easily I've got this. Look at
working.
that. They call me Tommy Jenga.
Really?
So-
That's not what they call you. Or maybe that's just what they say to your face. But.
Now, do you think real estate's a bit of a boys' club?
Look, it can be a bit of a boys' club, I guess. And there's plenty of women in real estate, and they do really well. I was first originally hired at my company because they didn't have a female on their team, and a woman came in and wanted to list her property and said, I need a female, and my director had to say, I'm sorry, I don't have one, so she left. So they missed out on the business. Oh, it's my turn?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. I can't go 3. Damn. And so what about now? Where are you living?
I'm living in Campbell, renting.
Camberwell.
Yep.
Renting in Camberwell.
Renting in Campbell. Why? What about it? Are you saying you're impressed?
Well, I'm surprised. Is what I am, really.
so
I've been
it's,
impressed. Yeah, really, really, really shocked.
It's
surprised.
good. It's good, Camberwell. I'm the only renter in the street. I'm the youngest. My neighbours don't like me.
No?
They mow my lawn for me.
What's happening with that lawn? Is like some wild
No, it's not.
lawn.
It's just a normal lawn, but they want it cut every 2 weeks, which is ridiculous, especially in winter.
So
It
they
stops
come and do
growing.
it without asking you.
They come and doing it when I'm not there.
Why are you saying
and they're
like
not
it's a
throwing the
negative?
trimmings away. No, because they're not throwing the trimmings away. They're leaving the trimmings on the thing, which
So
is
what are they supposed to also do? Pay for your green waste disposal
leave
as
my
well?
leave
as,
my lawn
as mow
alone.
and
Leave,
maintain your
leave
area?
my lawn alone.
If you're gonna live in that community, you're gonna have to fit in. It's FIFO, fit in or fuck off. That's what it is.
Oh no.
Oh, that's just beautiful. That one. Oh my god.
I won't see moves like that on the coast. I tell you that.
See?
Call it a draw.
You got. Look at that. See, this is what happens. Caught a draw.
Would you like another beer?
I would love another beer.
And that's it for Property Banter this week. Damien, how was it sitting in Mr. Richmond's chair?
Mate, it's been good. It was a bit high. I've had to lower it because it's a bit of a small unit.
short.
But,
It's a
yeah.
small unit.
But no, it's been good. Thanks for having me, guys.
I tell you what, it was nice. We actually got a word in this week. Bloody old Rusty's rant tends to go on for. It's meant to be one segment, the Rusty rant. It tends to rant the whole bloody way through. So it was nice, Damo, having you on board, and love to
look forward to coming back
seeing you
next
back.
week.
Absolutely.
Everyone got on all night. It was a really pleasant experience.
It was a it was a pleasant experience.